Okay, hello and welcome to the thrilling conclusion of the Eternal Weekend for Vintage. This is now Eternal Weekend Mishra's Workshop with 427 players. I don't know if that makes it the largest vintage event of all time, even outside of Magic Online, but it is certainly the largest vintage event in Magic Online history. Um, We've had a really great weekend so far. We've been put up really good numbers with our Esper deck. We're gonna run back 74 of the 75 this time. I caved. I needed to meme. I needed to meme a little bit. There wasn't enough memeing happening, you know. I didn't have enough bad decks, so we cut a Lavinia for everyone's favorite Moonfolk Monk, Ario Soratami Ascendant. Yeah, it's a magic card. And if you want to know more about this deck list, you might want to check out Eternal Weekend Flight Number 1, where I talk a little bit about like why I chose Repeals or Night's Whispers or Mystic Remoras, stuff like that. I am cold, so I'm a little shivering right now, but hopefully we'll pull it together and we can do a bunch of streaming today. Let's begin. Round 1. Um, yeah, this is fine. That's not how this works. We're still gonna try to win. We just put one card that's sus in our deck. I'm gonna leave open this Remora for a couple of reasons. One, I kind of want to fetch a Tundra, and I don't want to play into Wasteland. Two, I want to hold open Flusterstorm for a possible Ancestral. Three, I'd like to spin my top. It looks like opponent is in fact on bug. It's probably still too risky to get a Tundra, because now we know they're a Wasteland deck. But I still want to spin. Well, that's kind of awkward. PO isn't necessarily bad, but it's a little too early. Demonic will let us shuffle them away. We don't exactly have very good demonic targets right now, because we don't have multiple blue mana. Even if we got something like an Ancestral, it's really hard to back it up with our Force of Will. We're probably still supposed to just like Demonic for Ancestral here. Because, I mean, if the POs are not good draws, we could ponder them away, but I think it's just like a way better use of our mana to cast Demonic. Demonicking for Academy is like tempting, but it's also like it's really dangerous to Demonic for Academy here and just get it wastelanded, but it might still be fine just based on our current hand. We get to do a ponder and spin a top we want. We do buy some time if opponent does wasteland our Academy. I just think it's probably wrong. I think it's probably supposed to be Ancestral. We can even spin on our jet on upkeep to find like a blue source. We have Force Pitch Lavinia, and if we find a blue source, we have a Fluster backup, so. Oh, yep, bug. Pass. I want just like a land. Fetch land. Yeah. I'm definitely not gonna cast it now. I'm gonna wait until do it on my opponent's turn. A really nice thing I can do is like if opponent taps out for a planeswalker or a Leovold, I can cast Ancestral. If they force my Ancestral, I can fluster. Sorry, if they like cast an Ancestral of their own, I can Ancestral back, and then I can fluster both, the counterspell and the Ancestral, stuff like that. I have that privilege because I do have, Ancestral Flusterstorm right now. Or I guess it's something like if they play Leovold and I force their Leovold and then they force back, then I can go like Ancestral and Fluster, and I have like super coverage. Kind of the power of a main deck Flusterstorm. If you can get 2 spells with your Flusterstorm, it's usually game ending. Oh, they have 4 color control today. So they can have Pyroblast now. So they might have Leovold with Pyroblast backup. There's just no reason to do that. You want to like make these plays on their turn. I wonder if I want to bait with Force of Will to start. I think I do. Let's see if we can go for the full blowout here. Pyroblast, Ancestral, Fluster the stack. I think they have Pyroblast, or they're at least representing Pyroblast. Okay. So now, if they had a Pyroblast or a Fluster, like they would really want to protect their Narset, right? It's kind of hard to imagine they would have a Fluster and not use it, unless they are assuming. I mean, it's not an unreasonable assumption for an opponent to make that we DT for Ancestral, so they might have they could have a Fluster. It's more likely they have a Pyroblast than a Fluster, just because of this deck configuration. I just don't want to get like my Ancestral flustered for no reason. I guess my Fluster should counter their Fluster anyways, so it's fine. Spell Pierce. Let's see. I think I'm gonna fetch a Tundra here to get full coverage. So we'll see if they have Daze. We could still get dazed here. It's just an inefficient use of mana. I want to use my mana now so that I can use my mana next turn. There's also there's also Force of Negation. Just draw, snap. I will play Snap Ancestral into Force of Negation. I don't have any problem doing that. I think it's better than Snap DT. Because when I Ancestral on my turn, I want to like make full, like I want to be able to play all my things. Interesting. All right, so we can spin a top here off our Soul Ring. Look for a Tinker, a Vamp, a PO. We probably just want a PO, even though we only PO for 4. I guess I could actually start by Hercules recalling. No, I don't actually net any. Well, I lose a blue mana. Actually, it's better to Hercules recall to start here. So if I lose my Lotus right now, but if I just activate this, cast Hercules, target myself, I net mana, and then I go. And then I can get my top. Yeah, that worked out really, really well, actually, because now I can PO for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus top. No opal still. Take a look at their hand. Goif Cruise Assassin's Trophy. Bearding. Still no opal, but I have a vamp. I also have Snap Demonic. What about just vamp for Yogwill? That's not very good either, actually. Vamp for Tinker. I'm actually 1 mana off of that. Vamp for Time Walk. That should be fine. I could have saved Probe Draw, yeah. This should be fine, though. We can just start chaining POs next turn. I'm just going to start with PO, I think. For 4 is pretty good. 5, sorry. Just looking for like a blue. So as a Tinker, that should be good enough. Oh, there's an opal. In that case, we should just snap Demonic Yogwell. I guess I should have waited until after I got that. Yeah, I'm gonna draw it when I draw my whole deck, so. Yogwill gives me 2 paradoxical outcomes for 10, so that those are always gonna draw it. I mean, obviously they might not draw it, but there's like ways I can find it, so it's not like not a huge deal. I'm not worried about time. I don't want to show them that I have an Ario. We already cast Time Walk that turn. Oh. All right, Bug. Let's do Remora out. Hercle's out. Sphinx in. Clusters are in. Swords and balances are in. I don't remember what we boarded out versus bug. Should we? When I stream, I often get on the draw. Lavinia, number 2, Opal, Hercules, Remora, Opal, Pio. Opal, Pio. We don't have another Lavinia to take out. Ario's not terrible against bug. It's actually fine. Maybe just do this. I guess Ario gets a lot worse when I don't have all these opals. Whatever. What's up, Jalky? How you doing? I like having Citadel option. Maybe we don't need the Citadel, actually. Because we do have a Sphinx. And they can't kill the Sphinx. Did this get in? That's true. We should never use logic. Or well, I guess we don't really need the Citadel in this matchup. Because we have a Sphinx. It's a pretty good hand. It's not great. It's a little weak to Wasteland, but Jalky with the Twitch Prime sub. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. You're a powerful wizard. This is obviously a kind of a vulnerable keep, but it's fine. No, we're playing Sphinx of the Steel Wind instead of Blightsteel. For matchups just like this one. I mean, maybe it'll be another one of those days, chat. I'm going to activate this top and see if I hit a Moxen. I'm going to activate my top on my upkeep anyways next turn, so... I didn't. I am holding up Fluster here. Sorry. Top on top. The only problem with this is not a basic, so I could have gotten, like, Wastelanded or something, but... Is this going to be Assassin's Trophy? No, Leovold? Sure. A play I wouldn't like right now is if they found like have an Oko, but they had an Oko. Of course. Those cards are really bad. I could have Merchant Scrolled for Force of Will instead of playing my top, but then I don't have Flusterstorm, and I think it's more likely for me to get Assassin's Trophy than anything else. So I need to kill this Oko. I'm just gonna play Mana Vault, Merchant Scroll for Force, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think I made the right choice. I can't draw with this top, but I can still spin. I guess I'll leave a Misstep on top, and then we can switch it for a Tinker later. And then if we can ever make one more mana, we can Tinker this game. And what's my attack look like here? Is it Oko, Oko, Oko? They wouldn't trade both of these to save Oko, right? So I can get away with one at them. I think so. I mean, if they do, we unlock this. And it's not like the board got that much worse. Yeah, but Leovold's much more powerful than Oko in this matchup. I kind of want to just draw Flusterstorm, or draw Mental Misstep here. It's not exactly free, because it puts us farther from Tinker. I don't want them to keep Oko for a death rate, though. I think that's really bad for me. Yeah, but I think I would rather... Yeah, I don't think I like that. Really? They must have a Flusterstorm backup, too. Because they know I have Force. Maybe they must have a better threat than that. No? Seems lucky for me. I can either hold up Snap Misstep or play the Sensei's top. I think I'm going to hold up Snap Misstep. Oh, I can't Snap Misstep, actually, because there's a Deathray Shaman. Never mind. That would be dumb play, Justin. I should hold up Fluster, though. I don't think I'm willing to trade... Am I willing to trade a Monk for 4 damage? 7 damage down to 8? I don't think I'm willing to trade a monk. No, I just I didn't click them all, chat. Real. I didn't click them all. It wasn't a bluff, it was just a misclick. I unclicked them all, and I didn't unclick them all. Well, I lost 4 damage. I mean, there's almost no spell I can play there. It's just, like, repeal. Well, that turns off my Tinker line. I wish I had that monk back. I actually have Tinker now, too. It's kind of unfortunate. It's flies, right? No, what I wanna do is draw my Mana Crypt now. No, I don't wanna play this Mana Crypt. Oh, I can't Tinker anyways, unless I draw the Mana Crypt, so. I definitely wish I hadn't thrown away a monk for no reason. Still can't Tinker away my Mana Vault, chat. Tinker still costs 3 mana. I like to play a 1/1 flyer. Next turn, we might draw the Mana Crypt so that I can go Mana Crypt top, swing all, and then they have to block. And then once they block with Leovold, we can Tinker the Crypt away into like a Moxen or something. What? They have a second Leovold? This must mean they have a second Leovold, right? I have to block though, because I'll go to 8 to 6 to. I could jump. No, we don't have enough to flip. They get to eat. They have an Assassin's Trophy, I guess? No? I think I'm supposed to block here. No, they have a second Leovold. I'm just gonna lose to this Deathrite Shaman, unfortunately. This draw was so awkward. We didn't have a single land in our 7 turns. We just had all 3 Flusterstorms. It's unfortunate that Tinker can't get us out of this game. Even if I Tinker Shuffle, I can't draw an extra card. Game 2. We're gonna go to game 3. So if opponent if I draw Tundra and then I spin and there's a swords on top and I can draw swords on their turn, I'm at 5. I guess that technically works. No. Oh, I guess it technically doesn't work because of my mana vault. Jeez. My mana vault's gonna kill me. Too funny. That was an awkward game. We just got wrecked by Oko because they had Oko and not Trophy. Like we played to Trophy and they had Oko, but if we had played to Oko, we would have won the game. Like if we just played to Oko and Merchant Scroll for a Force, we would probably win that game by like a huge margin, but it's not correct to play to Oko, it's correct to play to Trophy. I mean, I have 2 repeals for Cage. I don't care about Cage at all. No, the misstep ended up being fine for us. I mean, it was obviously too greedy for us. I don't. They didn't make any plays that suggested they had an ancestral that game. They might have just like drawn an ancestral off the top that turn. It's really unfortunate, but I think it's correct to misstep the ponder. Maybe it's just too greedy. That play could be considered too greedy. Because you're saying I would have had force for Leovold, but they had second Leovold anyways. Hard to say. All right, on the play. Another mentor hand. No, Needle's terrible. People love to bring in Needle whenever they see an activated ability, but that's not really what it's there for. Just there for Bazaar of Baghdad. All right, I'm not allowed. I understand. What if I had an ancestral recall? I'd like to draw a force for my mentor or Moxen so that I could go. Hey, there you go. Congrats. Mm. So depending on what happens on this turn, maybe force what we want here. Is a Death Ray Shaman? Sure. Unfortunately, if opponent forces this and I fluster, um, and then they have a trophy, I get no value, but it didn't happen, so. Unfortunately, if they just have a land drop, they can play around my fluster. Thanks, Drake. So if you follow my Twitter, I think someone accidentally registered an M20 draft deck for Eternal Weekend in round 1. That was pretty fun. I don't want to fetch off of my Delta. Well, I guess they have a fetch land, but maybe that doesn't matter. My thought process was I don't want to give them something to use with their Deathrite Shaman, but maybe that's wrong because they have their own fetch. We top 8 last night pretty well. This is going to be Assassin's Trophy with Pyroblast backup, and then we're going to Flusterstorm it and feel like a king. I sure hope so. No, this is Dak Vaden. No, this is Ancient Grudge. I can just fluster this, right? Fluster this. Yeah, I'm going to fluster this. The reason being is the way this shorts my mana makes it incredibly difficult to do other things. If flashes back is fine because that taps them out and then I can play Ancestral Recall. But I can't play this represents Flusterstorm right now. I have no minutes on my clock. And I don't want my Ancestral to get flustered. Oh, they have a Veil? Wow. Because they can fluster me. Or Spell Pierce me, or anything. Not the 9th round. The 7th and 8th rounds, I think, are the best rounds. I recommend game 1 from round 7 and game 3 from round 8 from yesterday's stream. This plays into negation, but I think that's fine. Might just win right here. Monastery Mentor, chat. Monastery Mentor. Feel pretty good about winning that game because it was not the easiest game to win. Not the easiest game to win for sure.